Welcome, everybody, to Faculty Night. I would just like to remind our audience not to heckle or jeer or yell at us. No, I'm joking. Welcome to Faculty Night, bringing you our faculty members here at LIT. My name is Will. I am the virtual managing director here at LIT, and later on, we have a super surprise special guest headliner who you might know from our house comic show, which is every third Wednesday of the month. I'll do a little opening. There's just some things about me. I am a vegan. Got a big old bowl of vegetables right here. Vegan, no meat, nothing but vegetables, beans, and fruit. And I always have these friends that tell me, you got to watch out for the sugar in that fruit. Shut up. It's natural sugar, you psychos. Okay, I'm not going to die from peaches or kiwis. Leave me alone with my it's just natural sugar. Another thing about me is that I live in New York, okay, because I fell for it. There's all these movies and TV shows that, they tell you how New York is. They romanticize it, like Friends, that show Friends. And it's totally unrealistic. I've been here 10, 13 years, and I've never had friends. Not one. Give me a Gunther at least. I'm living in a house in Brooklyn. Spooky house. Every night's like Christmas Eve because I can't sleep and I think someone's breaking in. Everything makes noise in this house. The walls, the ceilings, the pipes. And they say, oh, that's just the house settling in. This house was built in 1930. How much time do you need to settle in? Put your feet up, house. Take your darn time. I'm clean now. I do clean. I replaced all the dams with darns. Going through a little mental depression. I spent my 20s hating myself, and now I'm spending my 30s hating myself in my 20s. I have mental health issues. A lot of it is stirred up from social media, but I am okay because I limit my social media now down to 2 hours per hour. Got to be strong. Got to be strong. Got a lot of issues with my parents that I worked through in therapy. My parents kind of met the old-fashioned way. They had one good date, and then they said, well, it's not going to get any better than this. Let's just drop anchor here. If you had a good relationship with your parents, that's great. Just stay away from me because we don't have anything to talk about. I slept in the same bed as my parents until I was 12 years old. Absolutely true. Not by choice. That was my chore in the house, to be the meat in a sexless marriage sandwich, right there in the middle so they didn't have to look at each other. Okay? How does that affect me growing up? I got to sleep with 2 full-size body pillows on either side of me with 2 angry faces painted on them. I need that hostility surrounding me in order for me to feel safe. I am a big, old, scaredy cat. I'm afraid of many things, many natural things like planes, scared of planes. And everybody goes, well, cars are more dangerous than planes. I've never heard of snakes in a car. You just pull it over. There'd be no movie. I'm in therapy. I see Zoom therapist on Zoom. The other day we were having a session. I was like, wow, she is really listening to me. The video froze. She was probably checking her phone all the time. Sometimes I see her do the thing, like she tries to hide it, but I see her check her notifications while we're talking. Hey, it's okay. I know I'm talking about the same stuff every week. It gets boring. Sometimes she'll interrupt my story and ask me how I'm feeling right there in the moment. I'll say annoyed. Can you sense in your body where that feeling lives? My brain. And what does your brain need? To finish my story. Can you imagine that need being met? Yeah, maybe if you'd stop it. Stop it. My therapist is a little inexperienced, by the way. So sometimes I like to fake breakthroughs to make her feel good about herself. I'll say, and she'll say, Will, you ever think maybe your father was emotionally abusive? And I'll go, Oh my God, I never thought of it that way. 150 million times while I'm working out on the leg press. What is it about the leg press that I can really envision doing a leg drop on my dad? Why the leg press? Uh, who here saw the smash summer hit Bohemian Rhapsody? That's the movie everybody's talking about. I love these rock biopics. They're something else. You know, they always have the music executive who is so inept at their job. They always shoot down the biggest thing the artist did. You know, you're Queen. You can't do an 8-minute opera song. You're Ray Charles. You can't do a country album. You're Johnny Cash. You can't do a prison album. They always knock down the biggest iconic thing they do. Just once I'd like to see a movie where they get it right. You're Art Garfunkel. Don't leave. It won't work out for you. Let's see. Quarantine's over, baby. We're back at it. We're back on the path. Now I get to go back to my hotspot, the place I love the most, the gym. I love the gym. Oh my God. I love my trainer at the gym. Every day I go there, the trainer asks me, what are we working on today, Will? Well, I'm working on the same thing I'm working on every day, my masculinity issues. Now just pretend you're my dad and spot me. It all comes back to my dad, I realize. This is why my therapist, Abby's on mute. Okay, I lost the crowd, Julian. I'll try to wait. Let me try to get.
I'm laughing. I just thought I had to be on mute.
No, somehow I lost the screen. I can still hear everyone. I only did it 10 seconds ago.
What's that?
Somehow I lost the screen. Like it's here, but I can't find it on my computer anywhere. And I wasn't going to tell you. It just happened. It truly only just happened about 15 seconds ago. So I'm only saying it because I wasn't sure whether you could see me, but I'm staring at the camera, listening to you and smiling. And I'll find it.
Okay. Oh, so you couldn't see me for a bit.
No, I couldn't see me. Now I can't see me, but oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I can't see you. Correct. I can't see you. It's probably now been about 30 to 45 seconds, but now it's mostly been me talking. But I'm figuring it out. So I was just letting you know you haven't lost this part of the audience.
Okay. All right. Well, you didn't miss much. I only cried once. So. Another movie that I'll just do a couple more bits, and then I'll mosey on out of here. The other movie that people cannot stop talking about nowadays is Marriage Story. The other smash hit movie that no one else could talk about. That movie's so misleading. First of all, it's about divorce. It's kind of that's a bad title. Marriage Story, and it's about divorce. It'd be like if you saw Ghostbusters and it's like people were alive, hanging out. They were just alive. But it's like the exact opposite. But the other thing I don't like about it is the characters. Very privileged, the characters. You know, a little too privileged for my liking. I couldn't identify with any of the problems they were having in a relationship. Like, they'd be yelling at each other and they'd say, like, you never congratulated me on getting the Genius Grant. It's like, I never had a relationship like that. I wish they would, make it a little more working class to identify, like, I wish you had my back when I beat up that carny that cheated me at whack-a-mole. I could have really used your support on that one. I don't know. I was living in North Carolina for 3 years. That's why I keep doing the Southern voice. It used to be the Brooklyn voice. I used to do Brooklyn voice as my character, my one go-to character, and now it's the Southern person. All right. Well, that's it for me, folks. I mean, you've been a fantastic crowd. I promised you a special guest, a special surprise guest, and I will not. Folks, Please welcome our. Oh God, food shot out of my mouth. See, that's the benefit of Zoom, is that nobody saw the food flying out of my mouth as I tried to introduce you. Folks, our headliner this evening is one of my favorite comedians of all time, one of my favorite people of all time. And he is also the house director of our own House Comics team. Please give it up for Julian Stern, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, so I just want to be clear. So you all can see me right now?
Yeah.
That's great. I can hear you. I still don't know where the window is. I don't need it, you know? Oh, there we go. I found it. I got it back. Okay. Here we are. Yeah, I got it. How's the lighting? I shouldn't do this, but I have let's play with this. I've got a candle right here. Maybe if I bring the candle close to the screen. No, that's a terrible idea. Okay. Thank you so much. What a brilliant what a fantastic audience. What a fantastic host. What a fantastic also one of my favorite comedians of all time and people of all time, Will Papura, and frankly, Abby Sawyer, one of my favorite comedians and people of all time. I mean, this is such a great. I have been to lesser attended shows than this. So if anyone's getting high on their high horses about how like elite this show is, it's not that elite. I have been where there's only two people, and we did what we're doing right now. But I should record this. I'm getting back into the rhythm of actually performing and recording things. And I've been mostly just going around LA, telling people, honestly, just telling people to have fun in comedy, because I've been coaching stand up for too long. It's gotten me soft. We need to be mean to each other out there, right? Like none of this is being nice to each other doesn't help you get better at comedy. No, I'm not going to share that story, but I will. So this is sort of my magnum opus that I've been working on during the pandemic, and I've thought maybe I should tell the story before I tell the story via song, and that's a new way that I'm going to try to perform this. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm explaining jokes before, and then I do it, and then I explain it again afterward, and at that point it is just bone dry of any joy. That's what's fun about all of this. So I saw, Abby, do you know who Anne Hathaway is?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. What's your favorite Anne Hathaway moment?
Oh, I don't know her that well.
To be a whole, I mean, maybe moment is too specific, perhaps a movie, or what's your least favorite? People don't like Anne Hathaway very much. Some people don't. Name one thing associated with Anne Hathaway.
Princess Diaries?
What was it?
Is it the
Princess Diaries?
Princess
That's
Diaries?
correct. She is. She's in Princess Diaries. She's the Princess of Genovia. That's the big line. I think it's Judi Dench. I think that's the other woman in it. So I was at a Target. What? Oh, I'm sorry, Julie Andrews. It turns out there's an audience member down the hall. Judi Dench, Julie Andrews. Is there really a difference?
Yes.
There is. What's the difference between is it Judy Andrews? No, Julie Andrews and Judi Dench. I saw neither of them, but I saw Anne Hathaway, and she was at a Target. Do you know what Target is, Abby?
Yes.
What's your favorite moment at a Target?
I don't go very often, but I know what they are.
Have you ever been to Target? Well, my favorite moment is one time I was there. I was at a Target, and I turned the corner, and I saw, who did I see? Anne Hathaway chilling at a Target. Can you imagine what Hathaway would be doing at a Target? She was looking at like some fancy Tupperware, and by fancy, I obviously don't mean actually fancy, but I mean fancier than Tupperware, purchasable at a Target. And I was just astounded and dumbfounded, because you don't expect to see someone like Anne Hathaway at Target, unless, Abby, do you expect to see Anne Hathaway when you go to Target?
She seems like a pretty down to earth person. I mean,
oh,
I don't think it
okay.
would surprise me.
So you go to Target and you think I might run into Anne Hathaway here. That just shows that there were different people. Because I never once did I think that. And then I wind up at Target, and who is there but Anne Hathaway? And so I just started walking around the Target and telling people, Anne Hathaway is here. And all of and none of them were like you, Abby. All of them were more like me and sort of excited. They're like, oh, really? Holy shit. And I went out into the world after this, and I told people, guess who I saw at Target today? And I said, Anne Hathaway. Or I would say, guess where I saw Anne Hathaway? And they would say, well, where? The Sunset Strip? No, Target at La Brea and Santa Monica. And it was amazing. People always enjoyed the story until one day, Beyonce went to Target. Now, would you expect to see Beyonce at Target, Abby?
No, I'm surprised she shops.
No. It's very surprising that she shopped. She was there. People magazine caught it. And so everyone heard about this. And I didn't notice it immediately, but soon I realized that this has entirely changed the excitement of the story. Because anytime I told someone, one time I saw Anne Hathaway at Target, they would say, oh, Beyonce goes there too. I saw in People magazine that Beyonce was at Target as well. And I am fine with people sharing that conversationally, but we understand there's a difference, right? Between seeing People magazine reporting on the fact that Beyonce went to Target and seeing with your own eyes Anne Hathaway, right? We understand the difference here. Do we, Abby?
Right. Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. Those people didn't understand there was a difference. And so so that's what this song is about. And I told you all the details because I don't know how explicit I make it in the lyrics of the song. It's also not finished, so I'm going to get through as far as I can. But this is, so this is Anne Hathaway at Target. Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Great, okay. I saw Anne Hathaway at Target once upon a time. She was looking at some sensible containers, I believe. I sprint walked right around the corner where I found a guy. I said, Anne Hathaway's here. He said, holy shit, are you here we go, for real? Here we go. And for years upon years, I told my story, and it brought people joy. But the joy was short-lived. I've just realized that I'm playing in a place where I don't normally, and my neighbors can hear this 100%. Do you know why? Because one day Beyonce went to Target and the pack procured some pics, then promptly sold those pics to People magazine. So now when I inform someone Anne Hathaway shops at Target, they say, oh, that's pretty neat. You know, Beyonce shops there too. Yes, it's pretty neat, and I know Beyonce shops there too. The difference is, folks. What's the difference, folks? Well, folks, the difference is you saw a photograph of a highly photographable and photographic person in a magazine in which she often photographed. But I saw with my own eyes the motherfucking goddamn Fontaine Devil Wears Prada girl. Not to mention the goddamn Princess of Genovia. And that's as far as I've gotten. But the details, I shared a lot of those details earlier in the story, but I put them to music. And I remembered that they have very young children living next door. And I remember that there was a lot of goddamn fucking goddamnery going on. So I that worried me that worried me a little bit. Oh, welcome, Brian. We got, oh yeah, full house. We got the whole faculty here. We were talking about flying, and I'm also someone who is very, very scared of flying. And I haven't told this joke in a while because I haven't been flying, but I'm flying again soon. Haven't done any of my flying material. I got plenty of it. I got plenty of flying material, guys. When am I'm not. I'm scared of flying. It's for irrational reasons, right? Because most of the things I'm scared of are for irrational reasons. I have what you call OCD, and it's the real OCD, not the faux OCD where people are like, oh, I'm so OCD, I have my life together. You know, we have people like that. No, I was diagnosed at 11. I was put on Zoloft at 11 years old. Can you imagine how it felt to be on Zoloft? 11 years old, OCD diagnosis. It felt amazing, guys, because listen, OCD, we gotta remember, this is the mid to late 90s. And when I'm 11 years old, I'm in 6th grade. We're just starting health class. So health class, we get to mental health awareness unit, and the teacher says, okay, turn to page 42. We're gonna talk about this new thing, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And I raised my hand like, not new to me, Mr. Rise. I copped that shit the day it came out. I was telling everybody, oh yeah, I know, yeah, those things we're learning about in class, they all plague me. I've known about them for years. It's a lot of fun. It felt like, honestly, at the time I had a new Big Dog shirt before anyone else. Do we remember Big Dog shirt? They were a line of shirts that starred a Saint Bernard Newfoundland mix, and for some reason this dog was always angling to fuck your mom. I can't. It would be this dog would be like, it would be a lot of like the dog like just like jacked as hell, a jacked Saint Bernoufi saying like, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Like if you can't run with the big dogs, all those kinds of quotes. If there was a Big Dog shirt about OCD, just to let you know, kind of give you the idea, it would be the Saint Bernoufi just leaning out of Chevy Silverado going, yeah, I got OCD, overgrown cock disease. Again, we're trying to work clean, but this is true. These are Big Dog shirts. They were made for children. To this day, I don't understand it. Fun fact about Big Dogs, this company outlived Blockbuster on both sides. They still exist, and it was founded before Blockbuster. Like I think all Blockbuster CEOs should have to wear a Big Dog shirt like every Wednesday or something as punishment. Anyway, we were talking about flying. When do I get scared? I get scared when, I forgot about this. For instance, when there's a soccer team flight, I am fucking terrified, guys, because soccer teams are known for two things: winning the World Cup and dying tragically all at once. I saw one time I was on a flight and there was a youth soccer team all in uniform. I was like, "What are we doing, guys? What are we doing here?" We were okay. It turned out we were okay. What else planes? Okay, friends, do we know about Biscoff? Do you guys know what Biscoff is? No. Biscoff, these are plain cookies. I've never seen them anywhere but a plane, and they hand them out on every flight I've ever been on. And they're little like white and red wrapper, and there's 2 cookies in each one, and they're decent cookies. I don't think they would exist if it wasn't for planes. Like I don't think people would buy these. These are air cookies. Like these are like 3 cookies exist in the air, and so like you're gonna eat these cookies, right? On land, these are not, you're not buying these at the grocery store. Like, oh, I need Biscoff. So anyway, I'm on this flight, and I am in the window seat because I'm a pretty vain person. I like to look out the window. I like to make people get up if I'm getting up. I'll see people. They're a little. I've become more of an aisle seat person as I've grown up. That's neither here nor there. What we don't talk about is that the middle seat is actually the true power seat of the row, because anything that happens in this seat has to go through the middle, or in this row has to go through the middle seat. And I realized that this was most exemplified to me during this horrific moment when the flight attendant comes around and she's handing out the Biscoffs. So she hands the aisle seat person their package of Biscoffs, and then she hands the middle seat lady 2 packages of Biscoffs. So 1 for the aisle seat. There's 2 more people left. She hands the 2 to the middle seat. I'm on the other side. The clear intention is that one of these Biscoffs is to go to me. Do you know what this one does? I'll tell you what she doesn't do. She doesn't just hand me one. She also, though, she doesn't do the expected evil thing, which is keep both for herself. No, what she does is hand me both Biscoff and then turn to the flight attendant and say, I'll have two also. She made me look like it was my idea. As if, this was actually the last time I flew, and I'm so scared to fly again because of psychopaths like this who live in the sky. She made it look as if the flight attendant was coming down, and I was like, okay, listen up. I want two Biscoffs, but I'm gonna let you piggyback off of that. So you just hand me like this was a planned thing. It was, and all I had to do was sit there. The thing is, these packages of Biscoffs, which we each now have two of, have two cookies in. So we have. I'm an adult man now with 4 cookies that I just have to quietly eat because I don't want to be like. I didn't I was worried that she was going to refute it if I said I never asked for these. Like you don't want to create that sort of drama with someone who you're sharing an armrest with, right? So that was horrifying. That was the last horrifying thing I did when I flew. I've written a couple songs in the quarantine, and most of them aren't really relevant anymore. But let's see. Can you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
That's making sense. Okay, so this is a song that I'm gonna have to retire soon because it's all about. Remember in like August of 2020 when I don't know, maybe you all were like totally just smooching and having unmasked parties the whole time, but a lot of people were trying not to. Yeah, we got an unmasked smoocher over there in Prime. A lot of people were really trying not to, and then I had these friends who were like, oh, do you want to go to Palm Springs next weekend? Like, it'll just be the 7 of us. Like, well, and it was, and every day it was like, I don't think we should do that. And then, but they would ask like, yeah, could we do this thing? And then they'd like invite other people, and it was just like never. So luckily, everyone wants to be vaccinated. At least the United States can be vaccinated now. But there's still this one goes out to those people. Do you wanna go away with me? Drive to the coast and brave the sea. Me and you in an Airbnb. There's a couple of friends from work who live together and they're being real safe. They only see their girlfriends. Other than that, they barely leave their place. And one of them has a cousin who lives nearby. The cousin might not come, but she's gonna try. The reason is she's feeling pretty fried. Because she just got back from a totally necessary work trip. She just unpacked, but a getaway might be worth it. Don't worry, she wore a mask on the plane. That one is dedicated to my friend Steven. He's actually from Virginia. He was just relentlessly trying to get us to go on trips together. Sometimes that we would fly for, and I always said no. I can't. I realized recently that. I realized recently that I have no idea how much time I've done or how much time I'm supposed to do. But so I'll just look out for any sort of indicators. Brian, you trying to hop up on stage? You're in the chair. You're in the comfort chair.
I got nothing.
Oh, thank you. Here's another song I remembered. I want to respect people's time. It's about Zoom. How do we feel about 9:30? I know the calendar invite said 8:50. These ideas that you're bringing, though, are so dang nifty. And I don't want to lose all this momentum. No, I would hate to lose all this momentum because our marketing company might not survive, and if it doesn't survive, then how will people be tricked into buying things that they do not need? That's about when someone's like, I want to respect people's time. You always know that you're going to be there for another 45 minutes. That's just, these are all, you can actually check these out on Spotify, believe it or not. I was that bored and resourced that I was able to. I'm my own record label. the fantastic, what's it called? It's the something something relatable Zoom Diddy demo. I learned I cannot believe that I had the gall to play 2 instruments in front of all of you today. This is not what comedy is about, and yet I had a memory recently because we're all re-entering this live comedy scene, and like as we know, especially it goes okay in terms of niceness and meanness. Improvisers are the nicest, sketch people are in the middle, stand-ups are the meanest, and none of their opinions actually matter. But when you're in the room and it's just them, you sort of you forget that. And in re-entering the live stand-up scene, I thought I gotta like really think about what's important to me. And I used to do music stuff, but I didn't want to do it in front of comics because I was like, that's not pure or whatever. And then I remembered this one time I was at a mic on Hollywood Boulevard. No jokes, all stories. I'm just telling stories at this point. And there was a very sort of like purist open micer host who was there, who was hosting it. And there were also, this was on Hollywood Boulevard, which if you don't know is, it's kind of like Times Square, or I don't know what the DC equivalent is. It's like, there's a lot of fun commerce going on and just a lot of, it's sort of nice because it's really seedy, but there's not necessarily a lot of poverty. So you can kind of hate on a lot of what's going on without feeling bad about it, if that makes any sense. Not really important to the story, but there was a group of what I assume to be like casual teen runaways. Like these people probably got on a Greyhound bus and were going to go back home the next week, but they had gotten off a Greyhound bus right on Hollywood Boulevard and they were excited to be there. And this one kid comes up to me and he said, "Hey, this is an open mic." And I said, "Yeah." And he said, you can do anything?" And I was like, "What are you trying to do?" And he said, "I want to sing." And I was like, "Sure, why not? You should sing." And I knew full well that he wasn't technically allowed to sing at this very purist stand-up open mic. And so this kid got on stage. He was probably a 16-year-old, and it was after just some, some really mediocre, like dick jokes that were probably somehow a little racist. Also, like, how do you make your masturbation jokes racist? We don't need that. You pick, don't pick either, but don't do both either. Don't pick one or the other. Don't do both. Don't do any of that. And this kid gets on stage and he says, "I'm going to be performing Usher's Let It Burn." And he does a full rendition of the acapella. He's like, "I don't have this something now." And he's doing the mic stuff, and I was just like, this, and it was the greatest thank you. I was watching the host the whole time, and he's just like, like he's getting angrier and angrier. And it was the most fun I've ever had at an open mic, let alone a comedy show. And so I thought that's the energy I'm going to bring. And that's the energy I hope I brought today. You have been the biggest audience I have ever seen when I've been on stage. And I want to thank you for that, but also kind and sort of even just like a nice group of people hanging out. So bye-bye.
Julian, everybody, give it up for Julian. Thank you, Julian. Comments? Woolly Mammoth Theater ain't got nothing on this. Yeah. All right. Well, that is faculty night, everybody. Unless Brian wants to do an improv set with me, or no. All right. I want to give it up one more time for Julian Stern.
Give it up for your host.
And one more time for me. And thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
And Brian. This was faculty night. Stay tuned because the rest of this week is filled with some shows. We got the best of sketch. We got the best of improv. We got 3 nights of the best of stand-up. We'll see ya in the virtual world.